Radical.
You know, Cyberjunk will go down in history as one of the worst releases of all time. This game, it was so bad, it was actually pulled off the PlayStation Store. But here we are, close to a year later, and they are trying to fix it. They're doing their best to try to fix it, and there's been a patch that released. Now, this patch was 1.31. There was a patch before this, 1.30, that had an effect on the roads and the wetness, and actually was a downgrade. But they got this patch right now, and I'm going to go over what all this patch is actually going to affect. And as I'm reading these things out, just kind of gives you an idea of how fucked up this game was. Hopefully this patch will actually fix all these issues. And believe me, there's probably a lot more issues, and they need a lot more patches. Gameplay. Fixed an issue where after upgrading an item with a quest tag, the base version of said item wasn't removed from the inventory. Fixed an issue where weapon reload speed perks slowed down the reload time. Whoa. So the weapon reload speed perks actually slowed the reload time down? The hell? Corrected the height of the charged jump. Adjusted enemy stealth detection speed dependent on game difficulty. Will no longer get stuck in falling animation when crashing a motorbike while also having the rock perk. Disaster piece. Fix an issue where Judy didn't spawn in her van on Jig Street. These boots are made for walk-in mission. Thord and Galena Rattler will no longer become invulnerable after the quest is completed. Beat on the Brat. Fix an issue where the quest could reactivate the objective go to the final fight on saves made on game version 1.22. With a little help from my friends. Fix an issue where the objective wait for the nomads could persist on the screen long after the player's arrival at the junction. Fix an issue where it wasn't possible to interact with the nomads to discuss the plan. The Nomad. Fix an issue where the player's car could get stuck between a blockade and a guardrail, preventing them from returning to the car and blocking progress. That sounds like something that would basically just destroy your game. Visual. Here's the big one. Fix an issue where roads after rain did not look wet, which was a result of ongoing work on the wet surfaces system. In 1.31, wet surfaces should look more detailed than they did even before the issue occurred. Removed hair and or eyebrows in cases where they were set to off in earlier game versions. Fix an issue where shooting with a tech weapon caused a momentary blinding light. And with a little help from my friends, fix an issue where Kara was missing her tablet or sitting in the air during a scene. Sitting in the air! Must have been hilarious to see. There's more miscellaneous UI, console specific. I know the PlayStation GPU memory optimization seemed to help a little bit because I've seen some updated PS4 gameplay after the patch, and it seems to be running better. Actually, the PS4 version, to me, from the gameplay I've seen on YouTube, actually, after the patch, seems to run better than the Xbox One. And, I'm just putting that out there, to a lot of people that actually think that I am a console fanboy in favor of the Xbox. I'm like, hey, I'm going to call it as I see it. And literally, I see it that the PS4 version, it looks better than the Xbox One version. But that is not saying a whole lot. It is not saying a whole lot. But the big update is the wetness. Ooh, baby, the wetness. Things get really, really, really wet. At least on the PC version. I don't know about the wetness on the console versions, but on the PC version, on a really maxed out PC that I've seen, the reflections look divine. The water looks great. When you're driving around inside the car and you see the water on the windshield, they have made the game wetter. And believe me, wetter is better, right? I'm being a little vulgar, aren't I? But yeah, so my question to a lot of you is, regardless of what you're playing it on, whether it be console, whether PC, patch 1.31, has it made a lot of things drastically different for a lot of you, or did you notice any problems after the patch?